Maybe some of you find it hard to believe, but the fact is that not all Americans are bad tourists. For some reason, a lot of people assume that when people talk about bad tourists, they're immediately talking about Americans. And that is not the case, at least not what I saw with my own two eyes while traveling around Japan. For the most part, a lot of the rude tourists, a lot of the tourists that were lacking common sense, taunting deer in Nara and just being very weird towards the locals are actually from Western European countries. If I want to be even more specific, Spain and France, which I find it very strange because when I lived in France specifically, they would complain about Americans all the time. Even Spanish people complain about American tourists all the time. And I feel like here in Japan, they're doing a lot of the things that they complain Americans doing when they travel to Europe, but now they're the foreigners traveling to Japan. And it seems like they can't really extend the common decency and respect when they're in Japan as they would expect when people are visiting their own countries. Again, this is not me generalizing because I feel like for every respectful tourist from those countries, you have a handful of very rude tourists. But unfortunately, a lot of Japanese people see those rude tourists, and some of them do start generalizing that every single foreigner is a bad tourist. Being loud in trains, I've actually been hearing the French be a lot louder, and it's so obvious because obviously they're speaking French. Also, I've been noticing that a lot of Spanish tourists like taking pictures of complete strangers, even if they're small Japanese children. And I can make a whole video on this, but when you're traveling to Japan, you're not entitled to take pictures of Japanese local, let alone children. Don't do that. I'll definitely make another video on bad habits that tourists have while visiting Japan, but yeah, I would like people to stop assuming that Americans are the only bad tourists because they're not. On the other hand, I feel like some of the tourists I feel like go out of their way to be super respectful are Mexicans, Filipinos as well. Dude, Filipino tourists, super nice. I mean, Filipinos in general are very nice people, and also Australians as well. But that is just my two cents based on my observations that I've had over the last few weeks.